Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, Serving Nerve, where we talk about whatever we want, and we're going to be going through fat acceptance today. So strap up and strap on. And yeah, let's just get into it. Sorry the lighting looks suboptimal, but I don't have a ring light right now. It broke, and God, I have such a story about that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can't stop talking about stupid things. We're just going to get into this. I'm sorry about the lighting being suboptimal, but let's just get into it.
Being body positive is not an excuse to neglect your health.
I've seen other people stitch your video, and they were much nicer to you than I'm going to be. You have no idea who I am, so let me introduce myself. I am an exercise physiologist, which means I hold a degree in this field, a certification in this field, and have been a professional in this field for a decade.
I know that she probably meant or said exercise physiologist, but it totally sounded like exorcist, right? I swear to God, if any demons show up because of this video, I will not be happy. I mean, I'm a demon, but still.
In fact, one of my jobs was actually managing a gym where I hired, trained, and fired personal trainers just like you. And I mean that literally. You're not special. A thin, white, young, able-bodied personal trainer is quite literally a dime a dozen. Especially ones with such spicy takes like fat, bad, unhealthy. You need lose weight with exercise, me make you. And
It literally is. I mean, I don't know what the threshold is for what people are considering, like, being overweight or fat, but categorically, if you are morbidly obese, there is, like, no argument. You are going to be in a higher bracket for morbidity. And also, even if you're, like, overweight, you do have the potential of having a pretty unhealthy exercise or diet plan, at least having some significant level of caloric imbalance based on your intake and your output. And, you know, it's not to, like, belittle the individuals who have this situation for themselves. You know, a lot of people really don't look at fat people like they're grotesque or disgusting. Most people just want to point out the logical fallacies or the ridiculousness that is, like, fat acceptance, more like haze, health at every size, which is just not true. You can't be healthy at every size. There are certain sizes, both small and large, that are physically unhealthy for individuals. And the fact that people are, like, always so weird about this and so hyper defensive just shows how, like, much of a problem it actually is in the fat acceptance community, and why a lot of people just cannot get into fat acceptance. Like, if it were just about equalism, like just feeling like you are treated equally, which isn't a thing on an aesthetic basis, you could maybe make an argument, but it's not. It's on the basis of trying to give false fact and, like, perpetuate something that's just not real, like being healthy at every size.
significant misunderstanding of body positivity on top of it. I need you to start wrapping your head around the idea that people can pursue fitness without a weight loss goal, including fat people.
I mean, yes, but no. Like, there's gonna be a body weight where you're just not gonna be able to, like, cope physically as much as somebody else at a smaller body weight. If you are overweight, it is harder for you to lug that weight around. Your physical fitness suffers when you hit a certain weight range, whether you are over or underweight. Trust me, I've been overweight and I've been underweight, so much so on both ends that it has impaired my ability to perform physically in an optimal sense. And when I have been at certain body weights that are within my normal physiological range, I've done a lot better. And at certain points of my life, I was training for like half marathons and stuff like that. Never actually did them. But you know what I mean. Like, I've been around in sport. I've played my hand with like bodybuilding, calisthenics, cardio, and I've also played my hand with like, you know, kickboxing. And it has always been easier when I've been at a lower body weight within my healthy range than it has been when I've been overweight. And I'm not special. A lot of people have the same outcome. So, I don't know, man. You can still improve your physical fitness by being active, but weight loss usually does kind of come along with a lot of that.
Attitude and approach is exactly what keeps a lot of people away from fitness. Good luck on your exam.
I think that you should endeavor to try out the gym. A lot of people are supportive when it comes to you going to the gym. But the reality is, if you do not want to lose weight, then you just might not become as physically fit as somebody who is improving their fitness along with losing weight to get them back to that lighter weight that's within a healthy range for them. It's just going to be easier to lug yourself around. You know, the more weight, the more pressure, and the more slowing down that you're going to experience. I don't know why I'm explaining this. It's just basic, like, physics and, like, it's, like, just basic physiology. and like biology and shit. I don't know.
This is why I choose to be fat. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's because of this. I get a lot of comments saying, oh, just lose weight. It's so easy. Just eat less. Just exercise more, whatever. But the thing is, research shows, and this is what this article is about, that most people, the vast majority of people, about like 90 to 95%, they initially lose weight in the short term, and then within a few years, they gain it back. The reason for this is that, and I quote, we are very efficient biological machines. We evolved not to lose weight. We evolved to keep on as much weight as we possibly can.
That's just not correct. Like, most people gain the weight back after losing the weight by just stopping what they did to lose the weight in the first place. They usually adopt a diet and then don't stick to it. And you need to perform a lifestyle change if you want to actually experience a lifestyle where your body weight has changed and stays changed. That is why people do not maintain weight loss. They just don't consistently utilize the diets they adopt. They usually go on a yo-yo diet, or they go on some other kind of diet, and then they don't keep up with it. Whether it's vegan, keto, carnivore, paleo, or just a calorically restrictive diet or whatever, they just don't stick with the habits, and then they gain the weight back. There's no magical metabolism tricks where your body's gonna like slow your metabolism forever after you go on a diet. That's just not how it works. Trust me, if you were going to experience that, then every single person who has like a restrictive eating disorder like anorexia and gets to a significantly low body weight through restrictive means, severely restrictive means, much more than anybody else I've ever seen in a fat acceptance video explain their restrictive means by, they would actually be the most like obese and unable to lose weight out of everybody. But if you look at like their relapse rates and like the fact that they still can consistently like relapse and still lose that weight, and also if you just look at the fact that to gain that weight, it takes significantly more calories than it does for a normal human being, it just automatically completely breaks this theory. It's just not accurate. Your body isn't stupid and it will work with what you give it. It can lose weight when you restrict it of calories. It can gain weight when you give it a surplus. And it's not even that like deep. If you eat a healthy diet and you like exercise pretty consistently, or you're physically active, you don't even have to really jump through dieting hoops to get to that healthy range. You just need to find that balance. And that's the thing, you don't need to diet like crazy. You don't need to do crazy weird things. It's not 0 to 100. It's all these little lifestyle choices and changes you can make for your well-being to perpetuate you to be more successful when it comes to your healthy weight. And you know, it's not about being a size 0. It's not about being like super skinny or getting shredded. It's just about being healthy so that you can live a healthy life. And when people are like 300, 400, 500 pounds, it's just not healthy. And we all know it. So I don't understand why it's so overly complicated. I mean, I get why. It's like a form of denial and wanting to appeal to futility. But I think that instead of us being so negative about it, we can like actually adopt positive change and stick with it for a better life altogether. Like, that's the goal here. It's to live a healthy, happy life. It's not to worry about aesthetic or, oh, we can never lose weight or whatever. Like, it's just silly.
Not to lose weight, we evolved. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but what about health? What about your health? The thing is, all of these health behaviors like eating well, eating a variety of foods, vegetables, exercising regularly, they're all actually good for you. They actually work. They just aren't going to make you thin in most cases.
Most cases. That's just not accurate. Again, like if you eat a really healthy diet, I'm gonna guess that if people who are obese to morbidly obese just adopt a healthy diet, cut out the garbage, and they actually start going out and being physically active, they will lose weight and they will get down to maybe an overweight range, but they'll definitely lose a ton of weight. You can't maintain an obese body weight or a morbidly obese body weight, in my opinion, from what I've seen. If you're adopting healthy lifestyle behaviors, it is hard to maintain an obese body weight. It is not normal. It's not physiologically normal. The human body likes to go back to that range. The problem is we also have a very subjective view of what is a healthy diet and what is consistent exercise. In reality, personally, like you can argue this, but I would say it's a diet that is incredibly heavy in fruits and vegetables. You're not drinking like high fructose corn syrup sodas. You're not doing stupid things. You're not eating out fast food all the time. Like every now and then, yeah, sure, like people have their little treats and tots, but the reality is that you want to adopt a whole foods based diet. And when it comes to exercise, you want to be physically active every single day, even if that just means walking. And if you keep doing that, you'll consistently lose weight. Like until you hit maybe a plateau where maybe you have to change things up a little bit. But it's definitely not this complicated. It's not like you're gonna like not lose weight if you adopt healthy like behaviors that perpetuate a healthy body weight. It's just not accurate.
But the irony is the things that I was doing to try to make myself skinny, those things were not healthy. And
well, there's your answer right there. Like, that's literally the answer. You didn't do the healthy things to lose weight. You just went probably on a yo-yo diet or restrictive diet, and then you were like, oh my god, it doesn't work. Weight loss doesn't work. Acquiring weight loss doesn't work because you didn't do it. And this is the thing. It's like already an admittance of the fact that you didn't actually execute what you were meaning to execute. And I have my sympathies because I think this person is actually not very happy with the fact that, you know, they now are appealing to futility and not trying to lose weight. And they think that it's like almost futile because of what they're presenting here. And they didn't even do a diet that could be healthy in the first place. They just decided to do something that was unhealthy to begin with. And then it's like kind of messed them up in the head. And I have my sympathies. I really hope this person tries again, loses some weight if they need to lose weight and they've got health issues. You know, obviously like it's a little bit, it's difficult to gauge when you have to lose weight, but she's presenting that like, you know, she's tried losing weight in the past. She probably needs to lose some weight. And, you know, if that's the case, I really hope that, you know, one failed diet or a series of failed diets does not discourage her from trying again with like a healthier lifestyle and, you know, still trying to strive to get to a healthy weight because that's important. You want to live a good, healthy life. So I hope this person does well.
not everybody can be healthy. I mean, arguably, I can't be healthy because I have PCOS and it's a chronic condition.
Which can improve by some metrics if you do lose weight.
I can still do healthy behaviors if I want. And here's the thing that nobody tells you about being fat. The worst parts of it are other people's judgments of you. But another thing nobody tells you is that there are actually a lot of parts of being fat that are fine.
I have to point this out. Everybody judges everybody. People judge each other for everything all the time. It's not just because you're fat. It's not just because of your height, your weight, you know, the size of what's in between your legs. It's literally not even just on the basis of physical health or anything like that. People will judge you for everything. Your personality, the things you say, the things you do, the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you look at people, the way you think. People will judge you for everything. It's just being human. We all judge each other all the time. And I think judgment's a really good thing in a healthy society. It allows us to assess ourselves, build confidence around ourselves when we are assured that we are secure with the things that we have that maybe people judge us for, or it makes us kind of, you know, reassess the way that we operate in society and make change for the better. And at the end of the day, like, I get that people are super afraid of being judged because to be judged by society is one of, like, people's worst fears. But the reality is, judgment builds a strong character, and it's not to be, like, bullying and stuff, but to be judged is normal, and to be judged is just part of being human. And you definitely shouldn't feel like judgment's gonna be the ultimate, you know, inhibitor of your happiness or, you know, the downfall of your, you know, your well-being in life. You know, the ultimate judgment that you'll face is the judgment that you yourself perpetuate upon yourself. So your worst judge is gonna be you. So I really just don't think it's that deep. I think that people overcomplicate these things and then appeal to futility and then act like, oh, judgment and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, like, we all judge each other all the time. All the time, and we judge ourselves so brutally. Like, think about all the judgments that you've faced in your life, all the people that have judged you, and then think about the things that you've said to yourself and compare that to everything. Which one's more brash and unforgiving? I would suspect for most people that their own self-imposed judgments are the worst, but that's just my opinion.
There are a lot of ways in which I, as a fat person, am living a completely normal life. I have friends, I have family, I post on the internet, I go outside, I go to concerts, I go to movies, I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm normal. I'm just a person who happens to be fat.
And this is the thing. You being fat is not meant to be like a judgment on your character. Like, nobody here is gonna hate you for your personality because you're fat. People are gonna hate you for your personality if your personality sucks. And obviously, this woman is probably very likable, has friends, has family, has loved ones, has a boyfriend, does well, enjoys their life. That's great. But the thing I have to point out is, you know, all of the, like, I can't lose weight because of X, Y, and Z information, it's just not accurate, and that's why people have the issue. That's why people don't like the fat acceptance movement. It's not because they want to judge you and hate you and, you know, think that you're, like, you know, unlovable or anything like that. Nobody cares. And also, this is the internet. We don't matter. None of us matter. We're all just on screens for people's entertainment or to be cringed at or whatever. But the one thing I need to drive home here is it's not supposed to be just a judgment on the basis of like your character or something. This is a judgment based on the fact that you're just blatantly like appealing to futility and not caring about your health enough to actually lose weight when you need to lose weight. And if you don't want to lose weight, it's up to you. But to then say, oh, diets just don't work for like 95% of people or whatever statistic she threw out there, it is just not accurate. So I'm so sorry that I'm going off, but I just find that this is the kind of mentality that just ruins people. It just ruins them and it makes them so unhappy in life for like no reason.
And the reason that I don't choose to diet is because, one, I know it doesn't work, and two, I already have a good life, except for people's cruel judgments of me.
And again, like the judgment thing, everybody judges everybody. Honestly, bathe in it. Bathe in judgment and grow thicker skin as a result. It will make you a powerhouse of an individual. You know, the times people have judged me the most, I've built the best character, I have to say. And I really wish people judged me more. I really love judgment. It's actually one of the best things to really make you question yourself. And at the end of the day, again, it will never compare to the things that I'll tell myself versus anybody else.
And so what I would rather do is work to change those judgments instead of doing things that probably aren't going to work long term and that actually are pretty bad for your health.
The other thing I have to point out is society will not change for you. Society does not care for you if you are not willing to change for society. And you can say that it's discriminant or something like that, but that's just society. Like, to expect to change people's minds requires a much more forthcoming explanation towards your intentions in society. And there are going to be people who love you for the things that you say, like the things that she's saying now, or they're going to dislike you because they just do not agree. Like, society's not going to change for you. Nobody has society changing for them. That's my personal opinion, though. And also, they say weight cycling, aka losing and gaining weight repeatedly, is one of the biggest predictors of not only long-term weight gain, but also heart disease. Yeah, that's not a normal, healthy diet adoption. That's just yo-yo dieting, and it isn't good for you. She is correct. It's not good for you. That is not a healthy means of losing weight, though.
I don't have any attachment to being fat. If I were to lose weight for an unintentional reason, I wouldn't care. But I'm not willing to put myself through the diet ringer again just to most likely gain the weight back in a few years. I found this article and many other sources through my TikTok friend Fran, who is a scientist and just came on my podcast. So
Okay, anyways, now she's just going off. I really hope that she tries and does find something healthy or lives a healthy life. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. But don't worry about the judgments of society. Just don't worry about them. They're stupid anyways. Most of the time, you're gonna be judged no matter what, even if you're perfect. Even if you are the ideal human, the perfect, most beautiful, most pleasantly minded individual in the eyes of society, someone will judge you. There's no point in trying to change people. Only change for your own self. Anyways, my people, that was the video. I know it was short, but I'm going to be pumping out a few of these, so we'll just be enjoying ourselves for a little bit. We'll just kind of going through these compilations. And yeah, I'm so sorry again about the lighting being suboptimal, but anyways, that's the video. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and yeah, I will see you next time. Slater.